What's up, guys? This is NYC Geek Society, and we're here in my apartment shooting for Google Stadia. Over to my left, I got Victor, and we got John, and we got Dom for the first time.
Yeah.
In his first NYC Geek Society segment.
Yes.
Yeah.
He thought he was gone, and he's back. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so Google recently did a live stream at 1 o'clock today Eastern time, on their new cloud gaming platform. And we're super excited about it because it brings several new things to the gaming frontier.
That was Gibbs, by the way. So, Vic, what do you think? Vic was the only one that actually got to watch it today.
Yeah.
The rest of us, we just kind of
watched the
caught up
notes.
Yeah, kind of caught up as much as we could. But what are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, like everybody else, I was waiting for them to announce a box.
Yeah.
A piece of hardware. Surprise, no box whatsoever. Instead, it's going to be all done on their servers. So from what I could glean from what I saw was that it's going to be client-based, except client is not where you are. The client is going to be on their servers. So you'll be able to log into that client and play the game on their service. So their servers will do all the rendering of the game, essentially. So all you'll be downloading, or the only thing that'll be on your device, essentially, is the same as a video, like you're watching a movie. So your processor doesn't have to render any elements or render any graphics beyond 1080p at 60 frames per second, which is great, except for me, which is important. There's no native place to save your game or continue to play your game if you don't have internet. The good thing is that you can start playing on your PC or your TV on your Chromecast, and then play it on your phone if you wanted to. You're able to just log in wherever you wanted to. Gibbs is excited about Stadia also.
Gibbs.
The only hardware they announced was the new controller. And with that controller, you're able to just essentially hit the button. It's a USB controller, so you'll be able to connect it to essentially all your other devices as well.
You said it was Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, again, as long as you have internet, it's great.
Yeah, that was the thing that I was thinking. You probably need some like crazy internet.
Well, no, not really. No, that's what their selling point is. You don't need crazy internet. All you need is something that'll play 1080p at pretty much 60 frames per second.
Well, they were saying
But you
4K.
still need good internet to be able to stream.
If your device,
1080p.
right? But if your device has 4K, then. So the thing is that every minimal device can stream a movie. That's the only thing you really need for it to look good. All the heavy lifting is done on their servers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but streaming a video game is much different than streaming video. You know, I think your internet would have to be crazy good for this to work well. Like I don't
I
think
don't think so. Like,
controller is on like Wi-Fi.
well, the controller is on Wi-Fi, so it can connect to Google devices like the Google Chromecast.
Right.
So it would instantly connect. And regarding the streaming services, and John, you having doubts about it, I don't think it's actually going to end up being that bad because all the processing is being done. Gibbs. All the processing is being done on Google's end. So all we really need is to be able to stream 1080p video. So this is a problem for Microsoft and Sony. I don't think it's so much a problem for Nintendo. I feel like they're ahead of the curve in this case because they have like a handheld system that plays games on cartridges still.
All I know is that, it was a couple of years ago, but I tried out PlayStation Now when it first came out. And I first tried it on Wi-Fi. I played Resident Evil Code Veronica, and it was bad. And then I hardwired it, and it was fine. But even that was, a game that's about almost 20 years old. Now I don't know. Maybe the technology has gotten better since then, but
I mean, with Google,
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's going to be a lot different.
I have experience with MMOs, and your machine still did all the processing.
right.
It did, like I said, it did all the heavy lifting. They're going to do it all. That's what they're.
Yeah, but you're still streaming. It's that device is still streaming to you.
Right, but it's streaming like a video. That's the only. You only have to be able to show video at 1080p at 60 frames per second.
So you're saying that the reason, for example, why PlayStation Now and Xbox Game Pass might not be as good as this is because Google has better infrastructure?
Well, in the old days with MMOs, you used to download the client on your machine. So your machine had to render all the graphics, all the elements, and all the physics. Mm-hmm. They're doing it all. That's it.
I mean, something super interesting that they mentioned was the split screen capabilities of the platform.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, so they have this thing where you can do split screen, but it will be on 2 dedicated Stadia servers.
Right.
So there's going to be no lag as long as you're on the same connection. And also, if you're on like a massively multiplayer game, I'm sure they're going to do it on like 110 Stadia instances.
Well, that's the thing we're talking about multiplayer, where instead of playing with 8 people, you can play with 100 people.
Well, yeah, I mean...
But not an MMO, a multiplayer game.
I mean, that's been done before. I mean, maybe not 100.
I think they said 100 and then like 1,000.
Yeah, it's just everybody's going to be on their own server.
But that's the thing. There's going to be no lag thanks to someone's internet connection because it's all going to be running off of Google's servers.
All right. My next question would be, how much do you guys think this is going to cost? And like to compare, I wrote down that PlayStation Now goes for about $100 a year, and Xbox Game Pass is about $10 a month, which is $120 a year. Would you pay that much to play something like this?
You think it's going to be like subscription based?
Well, they might not be subscription based at all. You might just buy the games. They didn't get into price structure at all.
That's interesting. So you're saying that you might not pay for the service?
But they said it's like you click on it and you're able to play it. They didn't say you click on it, then you buy it, and then you're able to play it. They're like, click it, and then you immediately play it.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Which sort of integrates like a subscription rather than...
It could go. I guess it could go either way. That they did say that if you see a game you like, you can just click on it and go play it.
Yeah, I guess I'm just assuming that it would be a subscription model, just because
it could be, or you could purchase the games like you do in the mobile model. I don't know. They didn't really get into that. They just said you'll be able to, like you said, see a game, click on it, and within 5 seconds begin playing it.
All right. So if it was a subscription model, and let's say it's $100 a year, $120 a year. What do you guys think about that? Because none of us have PlayStation Now or Xbox Game Pass. Why would this be different?
I mean, I don't trust it yet just because it's over the internet. And so
There's
far...
no games.
And we also... Yeah, that's something I wanted to get to, too. We don't know who they're connected with in terms of game developers and studios.
Well, we know a few people. We know that they're connected with Ubisoft, and id Software, and what was the other one? Q Games, which apparently they've made a couple of Star Fox games. And we also know that Jade Raymond, is it Raymond or Redmond? Jade Raymond, who was infamously the producer of the first couple of Assassin's Creed games, that she came on to be the lead of their first-party studio that's going to be called Stadia Games and Entertainment. So they have a first-party studio that's working on stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's really cool, because that's what I was wondering. If they don't have exclusive games, then it's not going to be as competitive.
But it seems like they're half trying to sell people games, half trying to get people to make games for them. Yeah. Because they're showing a lot of here's this stuff that you can use to make games for this.
Yeah, so they're inviting all the developers there at the conference to create. And the thing is, you don't have to make a game that's dependent on what the console can do.
You know, something else we haven't really talked about is this competition for Steam as well, and Epic's new platform.
Yeah, this could put them out of business.
That's interesting because they don't have, you know, a first-party studio either.
Right.
And you still have to download stuff.
It's kind of surprising considering how long they've been around. But then again, I mean, Steam is Valve.
Yeah,
so-
but Valve, first of all, doesn't really make games that much anymore. And second of all, when they do, you know, it's available in most, you know, like it's usually comes out for PlayStation or Xbox or something. I don't know.
You know what I was worried about? Like, the fact that they're trying to integrate streaming and stuff and people putting their games out through this. So how is that going to affect, like, the Let's Play community and people are, like, doing game stuff? Like, is it going to be like a YouTube Red sort of deal where it's like it's going to be marginalized?
I'm not sure,
It's still
but
going to be open because Nintendo's already being like, oh, you can't stream our stuff and make money.
well, no. There's on the controller that they showed. There's a button.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
As soon as you hit that, you start streaming.
But are they going to be like, oh, if you want to stream on YouTube, you need to use Stadia rather than like be open to everybody?
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that.
Because they're like 100% like Stadia, Google, YouTube.
Right. Like
Oh, you
if
mean their
wanna,
games?
Yeah, if you
Not
want to
like-
stream Assassin's Creed,
Yeah.
are they going to say, oh, you could only do it using Stadia?
Because you know that Google and YouTube do some sketchy stuff.
Wow.
Maybe.
Good point.
Yeah.
That's possible. They haven't announced any exclusives yet. Is Doom Eternal the only game that's really been announced going to be totally exclusive?
No, it's not. It's already been announced for other
And you can only
Yeah,
stream
so-
this off Stadia.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's messed
Yeah.
up.
So I'm not.
Yeah.
or they're gonna like start cutting down what people are able to like put on YouTube without using a Stadia.
Oh, the other company I just saw is Tango Works.
Because that's like, because like they're already making it hard for people to make money off of YouTube. So like it's just gonna be the next level of that, being like, oh, if you want to be a gamer on YouTube, you got to use a Stadia.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That just means there's going to be another service that takes its place, in my opinion.
Exactly, yeah.
Then there's going to be like Vimeo or something.
Everybody's gonna like run to Twitch, and Twitch is gonna have to create like
Their own,
video thing.
their own platform.
I guess it kind of depends also on the publishers on what they allow.
Yeah.
You know, if they make that sort of deal with them. But as we know, the algorithms can do whatever they want. They can bury games that are that didn't come from Stadia if they wanted to, and just and the Stadia ones end up being recommended. That's entirely possible as well. So I don't know.
What do you think about this whole state sharing? That sounds really cool.
The state sharing.
Yeah, that's where if you pause a game, you could then like send a link to where you are in that game. Like I could send that to Axel, and then he could pick up and start playing the same game at the same spot that I was on his device.
Right.
But they're sort of saying that they're like recording the entire thing that you're playing, and they just have it on the side.
Creepy.
Oh, wow. I didn't think about that. Yeah,
So they
just like
could
the
just be
analytics and
like,
stuff that they must be that they'll be.
That's
getting.
what Google's all about, man.
They'll know what you're playing. They'll know how long you're playing.
Yeah.
They'll know where you are playing.
Oh my god!
You have a
you're
camera
right.
on while you're playing.
Well,
You're
ads
right.
mid game.
For those that are paranoid, there
Oh,
is a
man.
microphone on the controller.
There you go.
Ooh.
That's the Google Help. So if you're stuck on a
Should've
puzzle,
known.
you could ask, "Hey, I need to. How do you solve this puzzle?" And the help will tell you. But who knows when that's on or off?
I don't like Google getting into the game these
Down,
days.
It's the devil's advocate side of that.
So you're going to have another live mic in your house, possibly.
Oh man, that's kind of creepy. Yeah.
So it depends on how paranoid you are and how much information you want to give up. I mean, PlayStation has all that info already when you sign up to their subscription services. Google has all the information already. Every time we go to Google Maps, they know where we are. So we're really giving up that much.
Something I only read a little about, but since you watched it, I want to ask you about that. There was something where they were saying that you could kind of import a picture into a game, and it would take on that art style or something?
That's for the development.
Yeah, that was.
How does that work?
Oh, this is the machine learning.
Yeah, the development.
Yeah.
This is it was incredible because they had these basic models in an environment. It was a running figure. Then what they did was they imported an art style, like Starry Night.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, all the machine or the program knew to fill everything in using that color palette, using the patterns that are in it. So you could take any art style and put it in, and it'll replicate it. They did it with Pac-Man. So all of a sudden you're running through all the dots and the walls.
Well, that's not
Pac-Man.
like games that you play. That's like in the development.
Yeah,
that's where
That's for
developers.
So
that's huge. I mean,
and also sketching, if you have a sketch, so whatever color palette you want or art style, you can import it, and then the program learns and it knows how to render everything using that same art style.
So it's only going to improve.
That
over
was
time.
really impressive.
Putting out more people from jobs.
yeah, I was thinking that too.
Goodbye, colorists.
Although it's impressive, you know.
Yeah, but that was that to me. You know, that was the most impressive thing actually of the whole.
Well, it would make game designing or game development easier if you have more stuff like this. You know, Axel and I both kind of dabbled in Unity, but we always kind of hit sort of walls. You know, even though we're coders, we don't code video games, of course, but we're still waiting in the video game industry to kind of hit our Kodak moment of being able to just pull out a camera and take a picture or a camcorder. We don't really
pull
have
out a
that
laptop
for
and
video
make a game.
yeah.
I wanted to Google Glass, but nobody liked it.
All right. I mean, do you guys have anything else you want to add before we wrap it up? Vic?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. And I saw when I was watching, I saw people in the audience sort of reacting the same way. It's great as long as you have internet. It's great as long as you're able to connect somehow to the internet. If you can't, then you're completely out of luck as far as the game is concerned. Wanting to play a certain game, so that's the thing. I like impressive hardware, even though it's hard to compete with the Google servers because at any moment the rendering on a PS4 is like 4.2 teraflops. On Xbox, it's 6.0 teraflops.
And that's PS4 Pro and Xbox One
right.
X.
And they're going to be 10.7 teraflops.
Which makes it probably more competitive with next-gen consoles.
Yeah, because that's the thing. That they're like already in development of like PlayStation 5 and Xbox, whatever. They don't know what...
But that's going to happen now. That's going to happen this year.
They're going to be like, we're 12 teraflops.
That's true, too.
I mean, they could keep upgrading.
Stadia.
We didn't say this, but it's coming out this year. They don't have an exact release date or price point yet.
So, all that's impressive. Like I said, I'm not excited as I would have been had an ability to play games natively, but they haven't announced any exclusives anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Is it a games as service? They didn't really announce the entire business model. But what they did announce was impressive for what it was. But I need more information.
Axel, closing remarks?
I'm certainly excited about the multiplayer aspects of the system, especially games with like over 100 players, knowing that there won't be much lag since it's all connected to one server and it's not dependent on someone's ISP. The split screen capabilities are interesting because I didn't think that would be possible, but they're saying that you're using two Stadia systems at once while doing split screen. So I'm certainly curious to see like if it will lag or if it won't. I know that when I use Wi-Fi in my own apartment, it lags when I'm just streaming video. So, will it be something that we can only use with Ethernet? Could it be used with Wi-Fi? I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Like, I mean, we get disconnected from the internet just watching Netflix or YouTube, Like, how is this different than that?
It's not.
It's dumb. Closing remarks.
I feel like I'm not gonna even look at this unless there's a game that I really want. That's like only for it.
Yeah,
That's usually like why I buy a system. Like, and there's fewer and fewer of those kind of games now. You know, so like, why am I gonna get a Stadia to play something on my phone, which I'm not gonna want to do, when I can get it on like PS5 or whatever?
Right.
So like, they gotta have something that's more than like, oh, play it here, play it there, play it on your laptop. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, that's not for me.
Yeah, I don't either for the most part.
I mean, that's the thing. We're all pretty much console gamers, you know. And they said that if you have like a Google Chromecast, you could play it on the TV. But we're also old school. Like, I want to own something. I still buy discs for the games that I really care about. But for me, like, I think that if it goes for maybe $100 a year, I would try it out for a year, you know? Just because it's something new and exciting. But I agree with Dom, like, they really need to have, like, what, you know, a killer app, you know, essentially. But I kind of trust Jade Raymond. I think that she has a good eye for that kind of thing. So we'll see what they're kind of cooking up there. But yeah, for me, if it was like if it's $100 a year, and the internet actually, you know, the streaming actually works as they say that it's going to, and that like it's not just going to be buffering all the time or something.
Also, it happens with people's videos also still.
Yeah.
So.
But I'd be interested to see where it goes, and I'd be interested in looking into more of the dev stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stadia.dev. I'm serious. That's where you go.
All right, so remember to tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your uncle, tell your cat, tell your dog.
They don't care.
Tell Gibbs.
Interrupting.
Subscribe.
Sleeping.
Gibbs is sleeping in the background.
Hit the bell.
Hit the bell. Subscribe.
NYC
Geek out.